Today we are going to be listening to a Ukrainian accent, and we're going to learn how to change the sounds and prosody to a more standard American English accent. I was able to get the language sample from the website IDEA, which is the International Dialects of English Archive. It's a really cool website, and comma gets a cure, the text that they were reading. The copyright information is in the show notes. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go.
Wise was surprising.
Which was surprising. So the first word he pronounced like Weiss. So it needs to be an I, short I, which, and then a CH on the end, which. You push hard with your tongue on the top. Which was surprising. Now the first time he said surprising, it wasn't really even close, but then after just sight reading, he suddenly realized, oh, that's probably surprising, and then he got a lot closer to saying it correctly. So the only difference was I think he had an S instead of a Z sound for that S in surprising, the last syllable. So it's surprising.
Because normally you would only expect to see in it a dog or a goat.
Because normally you would only expect to see it in a dog or a goat. All right, so because, and he's close on these, but cause, you would have a really short U. It'd be It sounded a little bit tight and tense, more like cause. Needs to be and a Z on the end because normally you would make sure that's a good horseshoe U, and not an oo, but an would only expect to see it. Actually, he says in it instead of it in. He just got those transposed and backwards a little bit. In a dog or a goat. And that last part is more prosody. We would run it together a little more. In a dog or a goat. Not too much, but in a dog or a goat. We wouldn't separate them and make them choppy like in a dog or a goat. It'd be in a dog or a goat.
Sarah was sentimental.
Sarah was sentimental. So he kind of really squished Sarah together into one syllable. I almost thought he was saying so, and then I realized he was saying Sarah. Was, make sure that's a good Z on the end. That S on the end of was is a Z sound. Was. And then the prosody or the syllable stress on sentimental. Sentimental. Stress is on the next to the last syllable. Sarah was sentimental.
So this made her feel sorry for the beautiful bird.
So this made her feel sorry for the beautiful bird. His vowels for feel needs to be a long E, feel, and the needs to be a TH, not a Z, and then bird. It sounds like beard, with a Y in there and an E, long E sound. It needs to be bird,
Before long, that itchy goose began to...
Before long, that itchy goose began to... So that needs to have a TH at the beginning, a voiced TH, tongue in between the teeth. Sounded like a Z, sounded like that. Needs to be that. Itchy. Itchy needs to have that second syllable, the Y, itchy. Because he said itch. Itch is a noun. Itchy is an adjective. It should be itchy. Itchy goose.
Strut around the office like a lunatic.
Strut around the office like a lunatic. So this particular phrase that he says was really hard to understand, partly because of the prosody. Was just really strange, the way he did the rhythm and the accents and things like that, but also that first word, strut. It sounded like he said garage or something close to garage. That, STR, it sounded more like a G. And then the was more like a Z with a Z. Office-like, the prosody was just off there. And lunatic, it should be lunatic. And the syllable stress is on the first syllable. Lunatic.
Which made an...
Which made an. So for his word which, should be a short I. He said more of a long E sound, which. And actually he put a S on the end of that instead of CH. So he said more like wees instead of which. Which made an. And then he kind of added a little bit of a schwa there to that Anna.
And unsanitary miss.
Unsanitary mess. Okay, so I think he was just guessing at that word. He saw a bunch of letters and wasn't familiar with it, so he just kind of guessed. So I'm not going to try to analyze his pronunciation, but it should be unsanitary, meaning not clean, not sanitary. Unsanitary mess. And mess is a short E, not a long E. Mess, mess.
The goose's owner, Mary Harrison.
The goose's owner, Mary Harrison. So I got his prosody right there with a pause before and after the name, Mary Harrison. The word the needs to be with a voiced TH, the, and it's a the, not Z. He sounds like he's putting a Z instead of the TH and then a long E sound instead of So it should be the goose's owner.
Kept getting, come on, come on.
Kept calling, comma, comma. So for kept calling, I heard him say gep getting. I heard G's instead of the K sound for both of those. And getting instead of calling. So he said an and it should be an ah. That vowel needs to be an ah for calling, and I heard and the L should be in the middle there, calling. And I heard more of a D or T sound, getting, instead of calling, calling. And then comma, he said, come on. So like, come on here, come on. When really he's supposed to be calling the name comma. So comma is a short O, come on is a short U in that first syllable. So he kind of has the vowels switched. Comma, and he did comma. Switched them around, transposed them, and sort of added an N on the end.
That's it for today. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you would like to book your own session with me and work on your own accent, please visit my website, clarityaccent.com. Thanks.